Okay, I am getting word that we are live. So, welcome to another weekly guitar collection live stream. I am always so excited to do these, especially when it's time to hit go. So, welcome in, y'all, and thanks so much for watching this video. I know many of you are tuning in live here, but for those of you that are watching after the fact, don't forget that there are timestamps or chapters, whatever they are called, that you can find in the description of the video, or as you run your finger along the, what do you call it? The bar at the bottom of the video, you can see the names of the different chapters, so you can skip right to where that actual guitar is being presented instead of listening to all the blabber if you're not interested. But otherwise, I'm going to kind of continue to run these something like a podcast, so that there is some value later on. Although here's the thing, I love seeing your comments here in the live chat, and I always get to them. So please ask questions that you have, or let me know what you think of these guitars, and it'll be really fun to go from there. First, we have Aficionado Lure Company saying, good morning, hello. Good morning. I'm hoping that the construction outside does not interrupt our stream too much, as it did last time. It's pretty annoying. It was very loud, and when I listened back to it, I could hear it too. I thought, oh, maybe it's just me picking up on it, but y'all could hear it. Paul, hello from Ann Arbor. Hey, good to see you, Paul. Thanks for doing these great live videos. Hey, I'm so glad you enjoy them. It's really fun for me to make them too. And the hardest part is getting everything out, tuned up, making sure there's fresh strings on it. You know, that's my life these days. And making sure I'm properly caffeinated so I can talk a little too much. Vincenzo says, hello, it's Vincenzo from Italy. Hello, hey, good to see you again. You tune in almost everyone, and I am always happy to see you here. So, gonna be a fun way to start this, y'all. I mean, I know there's a good amount of you already watching here. Let me know where you're tuning in from and what guitar you're playing. I'll read them out. So that'll be interesting, right? What the viewership of these videos are. I think a lot of you have really nice guitars. Oh, what's up, Raphael? I missed your comment there. It was right under a notification from YouTube. Good to see you. Those of you that don't know, Raphael does amazing instructional videos on YouTube. Very, very thorough, in-depth, so I'd definitely check it out if you can see his comment there. Raphael Elizondo. Oh gosh. Elizondo, right? So, yes, I always appreciate those. Those are cool. Anyways, today we have some amazing guitars. I have to say, today was one of those times that when I got the guitars out to start tuning them up, I was like, oh my gosh. And each time I picked up a different guitar, today of these three that I'm showing you, I thought, oh, this one's better. And then I pick up the next one, I say, oh, this one's better. And then I pick up the next one, and I say, oh, this one's better. So it's one of those where I really like all of them. So it's going to be a fun episode here. And the one I'm holding right now is, I'll have to say, for my own tastes, this guitar wins the award for the best looking, most aesthetic looking, I don't know, I'm trying to find the right words for it, but most aesthetically pleasing guitar, at least in my own opinion. Obviously, people's opinions are going to differ here greatly. But I love these guitars. And Richard Reynoso, this is made by Richard Reynoso in California. He does some of the most detailed work that I've ever seen. And actually getting to know one of his guitars has been so much fun, because I get to not only enjoy the looks of it, but the sound, which, well, let me be honest with you. Before, when I'd seen these guitars, or, I mean, very rarely, honestly, but when I'd seen videos of them and stuff, I just thought, man, those look great, and I really hadn't had many chances to play them, and I just thought maybe they're just super nice looking guitars. And now as I'm getting to play it, you notice all of these commonalities between like really great attention and detail and the aesthetics of the guitar, and then also in the sound of it. And the sound of this guitar is really great. It's so clear. Of quick chord test for you. It just fills up from bottom to top so beautifully, and it's so clear. It's so clear. It's such a beautiful guitar. So anyways, it's been so much fun to get to know this one. It's from 2023, and it is... Sorry, I'm tuning up at the same time. It is spec'd out. You got Scheller tuners at the top. That's like, you know, some of the best tuners in the world. This is great. But I mean... Oh, we'll get to all the specs in a second, I guess. But you have this beautiful spruce top. His rosette is incredible. And then the back and sides is absolutely beautiful Brazilian rosewood, topped off by this little heel cap here. That is just that same sort of idea going on his rosette. But here on the heel cap, maybe it's 3 of the tiles that are kind of staggered. I mean, it's just... absolutely beautiful. I love this guitar. So anyways, we'll get to this one shortly. Let's see, between little short presentations of the guitar, let me read some comments here. And by the way, those of you that are just joining in, I asked people to share where you're watching from and what guitar is in your lap, or what guitar do you currently own. I would love to hear. Let's see. Hello from LA, Brian W. Hey, awesome. Thanks for tuning in. Good to see you, Brian. DSW, good morning from Kirkland. Oh, nice. Tell us 40 Jewel. Nice. Sorry, it's a little hard for me to read comments because I turned down the brightness on my computer so it's not reflecting off the guitars the whole time. So it's like, it's really dark. Oh, yeah. Joe Chu Chen says, the rosette looks like a Daniel Chiesa guitar. Oh, yeah. You know what? That's funny. I'm going to bring that up. Let me look at the similarities here. It's been a little while since I looked at that rosette. Oh, that's weird. No, none of the rosettes on here look like it to me, but maybe it's from the distance that you're seeing it. I'm looking at some Chiesas. Let me look at a 2021 here. Are you all also Googling? Yeah, it's probably just the distance that you're looking at this from. Here, I'll show you the rosette up close. Look at that. Absolutely incredible. And then look at the heel cap. Hopefully it focused. It's gorgeous. Anyways, we'll get to it in a minute. Oh my gosh. Hey, Evan, good to see you. A fellow Evan Kingwell, guitar maker. Hello from Canada. I have a bunch of guitars hanging on the wall over here. Nice. Hey, I saw your joke about Romanios copies. I laughed at that, man. That's really funny. The Romanios Rosette copies. You know, a little, it's funny. So those of you that don't know, Evan here, Kingma, is a guitar maker, and he was talking about possibly making a Romanios inspired, or a Romanios copy of a Rosette. And man, so many luthiers, it seems like, do this. And it's very interesting. I mean, my own personal preference, I'm not sure if I actually like exact replications of rosettes, unless it's like Torres or Arias or one of these very historic makers. I like more interpretations of things rather than trying to make exact copies. I'm curious how you guys feel about it. And Evan, also you. I imagine someone heard me say Evan and thought I was talking to myself. Oh, yeah, I'd like to see that, Evan. You can send me a link. I wonder, it probably doesn't let you link in the comments, but... Well, I'm going to briefly talk about what other guitars I'm showing today before I get too carried away on this Reynoso. That's such an amazing guitar. The next guitar, well, wait, what am I doing after the Reynoso? Can you guys let me know? The Friederich. Oh yeah, that guy. No, I didn't know if I was going Reynoso Friederich or Reynoso to Marty. This is an incredible 1990 Friederich. that I've posted a full video of on the channel and is available on the website right now. But this thing, let's quick chord test on this, huh? Sorry, I'm a little out of tune. There we go, listen to this. Gosh. It doesn't get much better than a nicely broken in cedar top Friederich. I mean, it's just such a loose sounding guitar in terms of like, you know, tightness or looseness of an instrument, this type of loose feeling. I mean, the basses just sound like, they sound out of control in a great way, you know? It feels like the second you pluck the note, they're just like, hey, see you later, I'm gonna go to the store. You know, they're just out and about. The chainsaw starts as soon as I go for the harmonics too. But anyways, this will be the next guitar I'm showing. This one has lots of wear to it. It's not in perfect condition. It's from 1990, and this thing has been played. And that is a good thing, because this guitar sounds great. And if it wasn't played, it would be a shame. I've been playing this one a lot, although I have to say I'm not responsible for any of the marks in this guitar. Now, there's lots of play wear, but guess what? No cracks, no repairs. It is the original polish as well, and of course, Indian rosewood back and sides. This is what you will see on nearly every single Daniel Friederich guitar. It has a rather full neck, however, it is not uncomfortable to play. The action is actually very low, and I would say it's the definition of D-shaped neck. It's very flat in the center of it, so giving your thumb a really good place to go, it knows right where to go. And then the sides come up with a little bit more shoulders, you know. Anyhow, let's see. I'll show you the third guitar. I'm going to show you, kind of walk you through here today. But I will finish tuning this Friederich so that when I pick it up, it is not misbehaving. Okay. And the third guitar that I'm going to be going over today is this beautiful 2024 Simon Marty. I'm not going to get too deep into the presentation of this guitar, but just take a look at that. Just take a gander at that rosette. Now, something you'll find with these newer Martys is the raised fingerboard. This is really nice, allows you to reach the upper frets. It's quite heavy, although maybe not quite as heavy as some of the other Martys. It's got wingate back and sides. And of course, Marty is kind of a palate cleanser. Maybe I should have put that in the middle of the two. But, you know, it's nice to compare. This is so different than the others. This is a very modern, super, super loud guitar. And it's also brand new from the year 2024. Brand new condition, I should say. And yeah, so I already said I had the raised fingerboard. I'll walk you through more of it when I get to it. But quick chord test, right? It's a powerhouse of a guitar, so we'll definitely be getting to that. Can't wait to share all these with you. We got 18, oh wait, what does it say? 18 people, 20 people? This is great. I remember when I was doing these and it was like 4 or 5 people tuning in here, and that was, well, I don't know, how many weeks are we at now? 31? By next year, maybe we'll have like 100 people or something. That'd be pretty cool. All right, what's up, Don? Welcome from Northeast Florida. here to check out another batch of incredible guitars. Hey, that's awesome, Don. Welcome. It's always so good to see you here. In fact, like almost everyone here are regulars. And I wonder how many people are regulars but have never commented, so. Yeah, Evan, okay, gotcha. Evan Kingmont says, yeah, he was poking fun at all the luthiers who copy the Romanioso Rosette. I get it. Sorry, I guess I had read your story as that you were considering making a copy of one. Man, when this Marty first came in the mail, it sounded so wild that I was like, ooh, I don't know about this one. And then now that I'm playing it as it's settled in, which as they do, I'm like, whoa, this is a very appealing guitar. Oh my gosh, I'm probably peaking the microphones. Any audiophiles over there can let me know. I guess actually this looks okay on my meters. They're just a little hard to read when I've got it, so the screen's so dark so that I don't get a ton of reflections. So I suppose I will start showing you these guitars. We are well past the 15-minute mark, which is when I usually actually start with presenting the guitars. And those of you that are watching at a later point, if you hated me speaking throughout all of this, and you just want the pure facts and sounds, you can always use the timestamps after the fact. I keep on noticing how small this heel is on the Reynoso. It's very comfortable. You can get to the high frets easily. Paul says, for the two Evans. Do most luthiers make their own rosettes, or are there dedicated rosette makers? Yeah, Evan definitely knows more about that, Evan Kingma, but a lot of it's still a great tradition, I think, for luthiers to make their own rosettes, but you'd be surprised at how many of them have dedicated rosette makers, especially the ones with higher outputs. They, they consider that to be a pretty labor-intensive process that doesn't have much to do with the sound, and then others take a lot of pride in making their own rosettes, and I understand why. I wonder if I ever built guitars, which side I would be on. In one way, it's like, if you can involve someone who does their work really great, and it's like another beautiful piece of the art on your guitar, then that's really neat, I think. I mean, not everyone's making their own tuners, but anyways, interesting ideas. Okay, well, I suppose we should start. Oh, let me move my iPad out of the way here. This is slightly annoying to look at in the background. I just got a new iPad, the iPad Air 13-inch, which I was so happy that they have now. You don't have to buy the Pro when really you're just using it for YouTube videos and sheet music, you know. I don't need to like play a professional game on it. My old one was dying. The battery was dying in like a couple of hours, so it's so nice to have a new one. Okay, the first guitar of this week, of this live stream, these Tuesday live streams, is this guitar by the American luthier Richard Reynoso. So I think, in my personal opinion, these are some of the most aesthetically pleasing guitars on planet Earth. He put so much detail in every little part of this guitar, and especially areas where that really matter to me, I guess. And like I said, aesthetic preferences vary so much person to person. But I guess we have to just start with this. This guitar is a spruce top, completely traditionally fan braced. It's a 7 fan brace design. I just had a look inside of there. Not a double top or anything like this, but has lots of volume. When you look at the rosette, you'll see these beautiful tiles. And also, if you look at Richard Reynoso's Instagram or Facebook pages, you will find this beautiful little, I guess, clips of him doing this beautiful work on his guitars. And I really enjoy watching those because I don't know, you just see all the little things that you wouldn't notice when you just pick up the guitar as a complete object. But these beautiful little tiles have so much detail in them. And the closer you look, the more little small lines that you notice. And it's just such a beautiful rosette. And then looking at the bridge, very modern and elegant design here, minimalist. It is not a finished bridge. You have, or it's a matte finished bridge here. Very simple tie block here, and also a saddle that has plenty of room to adjust. And then when you turn the guitar around, it has the most gorgeous set of Brazilian rosewood. Now, when I say gorgeous, I don't mean it has all the flashy details and like it's white, it's like sapwood here and something else here and that it's spiraling out of control. It's straight grained, beautiful old Brazilian rosewood here. And then to top it off, at the heel cap, he's got this another little similarity to the rosette there, where it looks like 3 of the tiles from the rosette that are staggered. And I just think that's such a nice little detail that, you're not going to turn the guitar around and people notice that. You notice that as the player and as someone who just has this in their home, appreciating the art of it and playing this guitar every day. There's a lot of different features on this guitar. I mean, the back of the neck, I actually don't know what the finish is that's going on here, but there's something right before you get up to the head has this like textured matte feel to it. And of course, it's completely black. I find it very comfortable to slide my thumb along the back, and I gotta imagine that's part of the reason why he does this, so that your thumb doesn't get sticky on the back of the typically glossed French polished necks. And I imagine it might be a little bit more hardy too, so that the polish doesn't wear off quite as easily. Moving up to the headstock, this is another thing that I just love, this head design of the guitar. It's a very modern take, but it's also like an homage to some of the great makers, or like someone like Friederich, who had this center strip going on here, like you'll see on this 1990 over here. So it's textured. There's 3 different. There's 2 different levels to this. It's very hard to probably see in the live stream, but it's striking. It's matte finish, just like the bridge, and very gorgeous. Of course, you have Scheller tuners, some of the best tuners in the world, with these white buttons. And yeah, so of course, then you look at the label here. It says Richard Reynoso 2023. And it's such a small, beautiful, classy label with his signature creating the R and the 2 R's of his first and last name. I love this thing. It's so cool. And then now we have to get into the sound of it. Let's start with a quick chord test. It has a crisp sound, it has a responsive sound, and has a very fundamental heavy sound. So this makes it very clear. This is where some of the crispness comes from. You hear every note individually so well. Guitars have this clarity. One thing that you'll notice is that color changes are a little bit more obvious. Like you can hear changes in color easier because you don't have a lot of ringing going on from sympathetic vibrations. It is a very true sound. It's one of the most colorful, inspiring guitars that I've played as of recently. I'm going to tune it up again. And the sound sound is very Spanish, I would say. You know, you get... It loves being played, being pushed. It makes me want to try something like Grand Valse by Tarara. How about that? Oh, wow. This is such a fun guitar to play. It inspires you to be sensitive. And also reckless. Well, I hope you understand I'm not playing so much of a musically mature performance here. I'm really just testing this guitar and trying what it's capable of. And man, is this thing capable enough of a lot. And that thought came to me as I was playing that. You feel sensitive, like the ability to be sensitive on this guitar is very high. But also it makes you want to be reckless because it loves to be pushed, it loves to be brightened up. That's all in Ambos Trigales by Joaquin Rodrigo, you know. Or how about that? My gosh. What do you guys think about this thing? Oh, yeah. Reynoso Shen says the clarity of the sounds is awesome. By the way, wait, can you tell me how maybe you could like phonetically spell how I can pronounce your name? Jiashu? Jiashu? I think it's Jiashu. I've been practicing Chinese every day. He's a luthier, a Chinese luthier making beautiful guitars. I've reviewed one of them, and the one that I viewed or that I reviewed was a Taki homage, but he builds other homage guitars as well. I'm sure is his own style, and really nice guitar. So super cool. Jiashu, I think. Anyways, this Richard Reynoso is really something else. I have so much fun just playing even just chords on it. So beautifully balanced. What else should I play on it? Anyone have requests? What piece would you like to hear? How come I've never asked you guys that? I can play something that you guys like to hear. But while I'm waiting for your comments, I will play a little bit of Venezuelan Waltz No. 2 by Lauro. Whoa, my gosh. Let's do some drop D. You know, when the guitars are this beautifully clear, these faster pieces work so beautifully. I think this is my first time tuning this guitar to drop D. Oops, I muted a note. Let's see. Oh my gosh, it's time to move on. This is a beautiful guitar. So if you're interested in it, please reach out. It is available, but it is not on the website yet. So that's why I'm showing it to you here today. You guys get some first dibs going on. Anyways, on to the next guitar, which is hard to do. There's 3 guitars to get through today, and this is how it always goes. I end up spending a lot of time on the first guitar and then start thinking, oh gosh, I have to be done by 12. Oh my gosh. Well, I'll start in just a moment once this beautiful 1990 Daniel Friederich gets tuned up. Oh my God. Okay, I love what I do. This is so much fun, y'all. This is a Daniel Friederich guitar from the year 1990. Now, for those of you, I think a lot of you know here, but for those of you that don't know, Daniel Friederich is one of the all-time greats of guitar making. Daniel Friedrich's guitars were some of the most performed on guitars, if not the most performed on guitars in the world in their heyday, I suppose, in the 80s and 90s and early 2000s. It seems like everyone was playing on Daniel Friederich guitars. These guitars are just known for their nobility of sound, their sustain, and their incredible power for being obviously very traditional guitars, of course, having cedar tops with most of them from the 70s onwards. This one here is from the year 1990. This one has been played a lot. There's lots of wear to the top. That being said, there are no cracks, no dings really. I mean, there's small little things, I guess, but there's no cracks, there's no repairs, and of course it has this Indian rosewood back and sides. There's a full review of this guitar already on the YouTube channel, so check it out, see what you think of it, and the listing's on the website as well. But man, this guitar is incredible. I mean, of course, you can see the headstock. This is one of my favorite details, of course, about this guitar and the Reynoso that I was just showing you. But this beautiful inlay along the center of the headstock that you'll find on his concert models is, of course, present here. And you know what? This is what you would expect. The sound of this guitar is what you would expect from a Daniel Friederich guitar that was played a lot for good reason, because it is this wild open sound that has an insane amount of volume. I could just play this chord. And you know, this Daniel Friederich guitar is what it's all about. It is inspiring to play. Because it's the type of guitar that surprises you around every corner, every single little corner. And although these are some notes in this A major chord that I've played probably every single day, but I've never wanted more to just experiment with this, because I'm getting these really beautiful little surprises everywhere. this chiminess to the notes. There's this glow to the sound. There's this support from the bass. They remain some of the best guitars in the entire world. It's insane. And all this power, all the while still having great sustain for something like La Catedral by Barrios. that's where the harmonics are. No, I'm kidding. I'm not going to play the third movement now. Wow, this is a beautiful guitar to play on, to make music on. Every register of it just makes so much sense. You know, you're playing down here, and you're like, wow, these open notes have so much authority to them. And then you're playing up here in a somewhat awkward register of the guitar. And it just sounds so clear and open. I love this. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, I have to move on. This is a guitar by Daniel Friederich from the year 1990. This one's on the website. Write to me if you're interested in this guitar. We can definitely talk about it. Absolutely inspiring instrument that is not in perfect condition because of all the little marks in it, but this is a beautiful guitar to actually play and not to worry about it so much. It doesn't get much better. It does not get much better, I have to say. Or any better, with all likelihood. Okay, who's still here? We've got one amazing guitar left. I'm sipping on some coffee. Maybe polish up the nails a little bit. Hope you guys are, still able to tune in. But I see a bunch of you are still watching, but I was surprised no one sent in a request of what piece they wanted to hear. That means you don't want to hear anything. No, I'm kidding. One second. Yeah, okay. Well, there is still one amazing guitar to show you here, and that's what I'm holding in my lap. Give me 1 second. Change this. Yeah. Making sure my mics aren't going to peak here. But yeah, we are all good. Okay, so the last guitar I'm going to be showing you here today is by the famous Australian maker Simon Marty. This one's from the year 2024, and this is a brand new condition guitar. It is his latest and greatest. Now, if you don't know Marty's guitars, they are known for being like these amazing concert instruments that just like absolutely fill up the concert hall. Simon Marty has scientific degrees as well, and he's applied a lot of this to his guitar making. He is kind of the pioneer of this radial braced design that he does on his guitars. It kind of looks like cat whiskers on the inside. And this guitar, as opposed to his earlier guitars, has a raised fingerboard, which is quite nice. It's not dramatically raised, but it's enough to make it a little bit easier to reach the higher frets. These guitars have some weight to them. Warning, they are not like heavy like Smallman guitars, but they do have some heft. It feels very nice in your lap, however. It's not something unreasonable. It's just if you're used to playing like a lightweight Spanish guitar or something, then it may be a shock. You'll see it has this gorgeous armrest here. It has wingay back and sides. And when you look at the bridge, you'll see this kind of like scooped away design, obviously meant to be a very low profile, lightweight bridge. His rosette is one of the coolest in the game. I mean, I love this. These blues, he's changed it slightly over time, but it's a very intricate pattern that catches your eye, and it glows in this way of not being like a flamboyant glowing. It's very subtle, yet somehow it still pops. Maybe some of the subtlety comes from the fact that this is a more matte finish. It has a little bit of shine to it, but it's mostly a matte finish, and I'm a big fan of that. I love these matte finish guitars. They reflect less in the camera too, so from my end, it's nice. And what else is there to say? Yeah, you look up the headstock. He's been doing this headstock design forever. I think these are these, I'm trying to think of the name of these tuners, Perona tuners, Italian tuners, very nice. And it looks like snakewood buttons here that match the Wenge very nicely. It might even be Wenge buttons. I don't think it is. I think it's snakewood, but they match the Wenge really nice. The neck is very thin and C-shaped. I have to say a perfect shaped neck. I love this neck. Very, very comfortable. And, you know, if you're familiar with Jeremy Juve or Irina Kulikova, you have heard these guitars. They've recorded on them for many years. Every video you find practically will be with a Simon Marty guitar. And this is, you know, brand new condition from the year 2024. And as soon as you start playing one of these, you'll notice why they are so sought after. I mean, they have power for days. They are extremely responsive. And it's not a guitar that you have to force notes out of. And if you're someone that appreciates when you aren't pushing so hard on the guitar that the notes are still produced very easily, then this is one guitar that you will absolutely love. You see, you play gently like this. Maybe you can even see from watching me in the video that I'm not putting power into these strings. I'm tickling the strings. And sound is coming right out. That makes your job as a guitarist a lot easier. Now I have to warn you, just like some of the very lightweight, super responsive double tops are, of course this is not that at all, but this is very responsive and it will pick up little details in your sound. So if your sound is off or maybe it's bright, it's going to make that guitar sound not very ideal because this guitar wants good tone to be produced from it because of its clarity. And the clarity is one of the things that these types of players that are playing on concert stages and competitions really seek in these guitars. But it's not a guitar just for competitions and big concerts. The clarity is nice at home too because you're hearing the truth about what you're playing. It's not making up stuff for you and just covering you in warmth. So that makes your lows very low and your highs very high. Because when you're on and you're playing well, it's almost like there's nothing better. Super nice sound. I have a feeling something's actually wrong with the comments here because there's not, nothing's coming in on my end. So sorry, if you are there, I know you guys are watching, but I think the comments aren't coming through. Or I am just that. I was gonna say, or you guys just don't feel like talking, which is fine also. Carried away with guitars. So what are some other things to say about this? The sustain is also very good. You know what? This guitar feels like someone, the way you can be with this guitar is if you were a tennis player, a ping pong player, something that was perfect at placing your shots to where it was on the opposite side of the court of the other player. You were able to place every single note with such detail. Like I can do this and absolutely play the other notes so quietly. You see, most of the time I'm really fighting to keep these accompaniment notes quiet. But on this guitar, it's so strange how this is, and it's so hard to put a finger on exactly what makes it do this. But it's so easy to achieve such a great dynamic range. When I do this, I seriously sound like a better player than I am, ability to control these bass notes. It is only possible on a guitar like this one. I'm playing them too quietly, so now I'm like, oh. Isn't that something? I see your comments here. Quiet group, what's up, Don? Hi, Brent. Hi, Don. Hi, Paul. I heard a lovely piece by Tarina. Does it ring a bell for you? Oh, yeah, they're beautiful pieces by Tarina. Yeah, Torina, Toroba, you could be confusing those two, but both are, very famous composers, Spanish composers that wrote for Segovia. One of the big T's. Tedesco, Torina, Toroba. Well, Tedesco obviously is Italian, not Spanish, but one of the big T's. 3 T's maybe. Not one of the big B's, but the big T's. Our big B's Brower. Anyways, this Simon Marty guitar is extremely powerful and extremely sensitive for these little moments where you need to control exactly pick which note comes out. How about that? My God. You know what piece I want to play on this? It's a little bit of this minuetto, the first of the Granados Spanish dances. Enrique Granados. Might have to retune, but here we go. Such a lovely guitar. I mean, in that same tune, you could do something like the intro of Sueño en la Floresta by Barrios. I mean, if you're looking for an amazing Simon Marty guitar that isn't perfect, and I mean perfect, y'all know when I describe the condition of a guitar, I like to be very precise. It's in perfect condition. Straight up, brand new out of the workshop condition. 2024, this one's the one for you. Has the modern features like the raised fingerboard that many of the older Martys don't have. It is just opening up. Every note I play on it sounds like even better, it feels like, every time I tune it up. So definitely check it out. It's not on the website yet, but if you're interested, you can write me an email and mention that you saw it on the live stream. Maybe you'll get a nicer deal on it. Anyways, hard to be a salesman here. I'm just having fun playing guitars. But thank you guys so much for watching these videos. I went over this Simon Marty from 2024, radial braced. The second guitar I showed was this Daniel Friederich from 1990, which is on the website now. Please write to me if you're interested or have any questions. Nitpicky stuff, it doesn't matter. Happy to share it with you. Legendary, legendary guitar. And then this incredible Richard Reynoso from the year 2023, which I think is at the pinnacle of modern craftsmanship. It's just so beautiful looking. It's, in my personal preference, just an incredibly looking guitar, and then the sound is phenomenal as well. It's powerful, it's completely balanced, and extremely clear. Oh, it's all out of tune now, so sorry about that. But I'll set this down. I'll say once again, thank you all so much for tuning in. Please feel free to write me a message. I love reading all these comments here. Thanks for watching another Tuesday live stream here, and I'll be releasing another video tomorrow on Wednesday, and I will catch up with y'all soon. Don't forget to subscribe to the email list at guitarcollection.com. It's as simple as ever now. There's a little box right at the top left corner where you can just write your email, hit subscribe, and on Friday, you'll get an email that'll be going out about recent arrivals. So I'd love to see you there, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Thanks so much for watching.